Bonnie. Hello,
Dawn,
hello, hello. And
Dawn, I
today
can't believe this is week 30 already.
it is
It
week
seems like
30.
we just started Consultant Confident, and here it is, our 30th week.
Well, and I think what people should know is that it's taken us a while to get in a groove of going, remembering, okay, on Wednesdays we're going to do this. It just teaches you that as you build repetition and the consistency in your business, then it just
Mhm.
becomes where it flows without you thinking about it. So it's good for us, and it's just good for consultants to know that as you do some of these things, it will just become, oh, it's just stuff I do.
Yeah,
So yeah.
Dawn, today we're talking about finishing your star. And Star Consultant is, I remember, Mary Kay, when I started, there was no doubt that you were a star consultant. Like it was, if you wanted anything in your business, you were a star consultant. How about you?
Yes, yes. And I think it wasn't the phrase no star, no car.
Hmm. Yeah.
You know what? And I think that's the way you become a red jacket because it's from seeing the people. You know, your first
Hmm.
recruit might be because you recruit your best friend and she's excited because you're excited. But as you start recruiting three, four, five, six, seven people, it's because you're out there talking to people.
You're seeing people. And you know what? Really, star consultant, I mean, no star, no car, building your team. Really, being a star consultant consistently really means that you're making money to pay yourself a paycheck and to be really making some money. So that's what I'm excited about. So Star Consultant ends on March 15th. There's 4 quarters in the year, and they go from the 16th to the 15th. So this quarter is December 16th to March 15th. And then it'll be
Yes.
March 16th to June 15th, and then June 16th to September. So there's 4 quarters. And
Yes.
why we're talking about it now is there's like 3 weeks left, a little bit more, a little bit less, 3 weeks, three
Oh,
weeks left.
mhm.
I think it's 3 weeks
Yes.
from today, actually. Um,
Yes.
so we want you to think about it now, not like, 2 days before, like, oh my gosh, I wanted to be a star consultant. So whatever quarter you're listening to this, think ahead. Think about really being a star and tracking it.
Yep.
So
Yep.
Dawn, I bet you have some ideas that we'd like to give our Mary Kay friends for finishing our stars. What's one of your ways?
Well, I think the first one we talked about was birthdays. And your customer has a birthday, you should know it.
Mhm.
And you should look at whoever, like say that this is the month of February. You should look and see who has a birthday in the month of February, and you
Mhm.
should get a hold of her and then let her know that she's special. She can come over and she can have some pampering, or you can do something virtually for her. I do offer 15% birthday discount the entire month on whatever she orders, or an item at half price when she meets with me. And then once you get that date set up, you can ask her to bring some friends. So sometimes, Bonnie, before COVID, I would always do like maybe 1 or 2 days at my home where I would call the birthday people and say, oh my gosh, my birthday parties this month are
Mhm.
this day and this day. Which one would you like to come to? So it wasn't, Bonnie, do you want to come over and have a birthday party? It would be, which birthday party would you like to come to? So, and they would
Mhm.
have little hats and little, you know, things. I wouldn't do cake because I don't want to have too much cake in my house. But that was
I
one
would do
way.
cake. I would do
Well,
cake. Skip the hats. I'm
so Bonnie,
teasing you.
how else would you romance birthdays?
Um, I think just connecting them. People like to be remembered, and I think another thought about that for bookings is, every day if you're on Facebook, which you probably are because you're watching this, or you can watch it on YouTube as well. But every day on Facebook, we get notifications who has birthdays. Have you facialed all those people? Those are friends or acquaintances. Have you facialed them? Have you asked them? And people love to be remembered. And yeah, so I would reach out to those people as well.
It is very interesting, Bonnie. I have asked some of my Facebook friends if they would like a facial, and they've said no in the past. But then when you would say, would you like a birthday complimentary pampering pack? If they're away from me, I ask for a pack. If not, I say session. I cannot tell you how many say yes. It's like you're saying the same words, but they're seeing or hearing it different. So it just teaches us just to, say it again. So,
and you know what? Sometimes the time wasn't right before, and now it is.
yes.
Dawn, one thing that I like to do is, oh gosh, we have a couple different ideas here. One is really, I like to sell gift certificates.
Okay.
So tell you more about that. So you could sell, offer your customers $100 gift certificate for $75 or $125 for $100, whatever you want to do. But then they would get a gift certificate and they could use it when they want. So it's a way for you to get cash in your pocket and for them to have a deal on some future Mary Kay purchase, or they could give it to someone.
So I do have a question. So Bonnie, as a fiscal money person, if let's say you did that, realizing that if you sold, let's keep it simple, and let's say you sold a $100 gift card, 75, you would put 50 of that or 55 aside, correct? So
right, because you are giving away some.
Because you'd want to make sure that you had the money for the product and the tax when the woman wanted to get her purchase, because otherwise you'd be putting money in. So you'd have to take that. So you would take the rest of the money and that would be what you could invest into your star. But I want people to know that you don't want to be behind the 8 ball at a different time.
Yes, absolutely. Sometimes that's a good way to just to have a one-day marathon where you just, when you're calling people, or maybe you're behind where you want it to be, it's kind of a good catch-up thing that you can do.
Correct. And then Bonnie, the next way is, I don't know when people are listening to this, but our March spring PCP just landed in people's hands. So mine would be call your PCP people and then make sure you remind them to try the 2 lipstick samples, because that way they'll get excited about trying samples. And then you might have to do 2 rounds of calls on that. You might have to call them to look at the book and then tell them you'll call them in a few days to see if they've looked at it. So you're already giving them permission to call you back, because you're saying, I'm going to circle back in a few days.
Well, you know what? Mary Kay is brilliant on this because the samples are in there. So when you call your customer, it's not just saying, did you get the book? But it's like, did you get a chance to try the samples that are in the book I just sent you? Yep. So then they're like, oh, there's samples in there? I need to find the book. Yes. And they'll get out the book and they will look at it. Whereas if it was just like the book, like, did you get a chance to look at the book? It's not as enticing as having lipstick samples inside of it.
And one of the ladies I spoke to this morning, I said, Marcia, did you try the samples? And she said, yes. And she said, Dawn, the raspberry one was a little too bright for me. And the pink one wasn't enough. And I said, you know what? There's one that's called Boho Plum. She goes, send it to me. And then she goes, could you send me a few other samples? So then I sent along with her, like 3 samples. So I still was able to sell a lipstick because of the samples. So it's just a matter of just talking to customers about, that one, I can understand how that one might be not the right shade, but we do have other ones.
But they can feel what they feel like.
Yeah, she loved the feel because it was very similar to the True Dimensions lipsticks that aren't with us any longer. So, yeah.
It's a little more long lasting. All right. Well, I think the next thing that we're going to talk about, I'm going to just suggest, right now we're in the middle of a winter storm, heavy snow, blizzard-like conditions when you're driving. So it's a great day to pull out just a little sail and get on the phone people are at home. So it's a great time to call. Or if you're listening to this recording and it's summer, say, oh my gosh, beat the heat. I have a special offer for you. So wherever you are, and you know what? If you're listening to this and you're in a place where you're not having a snowstorm, go, oh my gosh, my friend Bonnie and Dawn are having a snowstorm. So I'm having a white sale or I'm having a blizzard sale, whatever you want to call it. And it can just be something simple. It doesn't have to be anything complicated. Dawn, what would be a special maybe that you would have? It might even be just calling people and telling about the 50% off sheet that we use.
I'm printing that, Bonnie, just so I was going to try to print that just so people could see it. And what Bonnie is talking about is that special sheet that we've been using now for like the last months, where when somebody spends $50, they can get an item at half price.
This is November's, but it's every month we have one. And I simply, when I call people, and if you want to offer them a special, you can. But then to say, I have a great special, I have a deal in the month of whatever month it is, that for every $50 purchase, you can take one of my special deals for half price. So, and there's always a great selection of products on there that they can shop from. So it's kind of a way. We love these sheets, this special, because it helps you sell product, and even if it's at half price, and it's helping them use new products that maybe they wouldn't have tried before.
Well, and what happens, Bonnie, when they try, let's say they try something like foundation primer and they fall in love with it, they're going to reorder it again in 3 months. So it's another way they're going to have to call you back to reorder something, and it cements your relationship with her. So, I mean, that's why that special is so great. And for newer consultants, there might be weeks where, they always say that if you break it down to $300 retail every month, or excuse me, every week selling, that will help you get that wholesale until your customer base gets big enough to do the $300. So, yes.
Good.
So, Bonnie, and I think the last one there's two more. There's nothing wrong with Bonnie picking a day or picking a few days before the 15th and saying to people, why don't you come over and have a new product preview? And then once you get them booked, say to her, you can come by yourself, but if you bring a friend, you can get an item at half price. So what you're doing is you're just blocking time spots for your business, where instead of having just one person, you could have 3 or 4. So instead of maybe getting $100 in sales, you could be getting 400 or 500 because you're going to shop together and have fun. So, and it's maximizing your ability
your time.
So, yes.
That is a great time management tip, is to do more than one face at a time.
Yes.
And they have fun doing it too. There's the value of doing people together. And just to throw this out there is when, let's say I don't know Dawn and I'm doing having a facial with her, and I say, Dawn, that lip color is so pretty on you. And Dawn's going, is it? I was wondering if I liked it or if it was too, and you're going, no, it looks really nice on you. Or Susie, your skin that foundation looks really good on you. So when you get a group of people together, they sell each other on things, and they sell each other on their favorite products. They might say, oh my gosh, you haven't tried that? It is the best. So there is value in doing that together, and you can do it at your home or whatever, or wherever.
You could even get together, do little coffee shop things on different parts of town. So, I mean, just be creative. If you set your mind to that you are going to finish your STAR goal, come heck or high water, you're going to work it in. And no matter where you're at, we still have 3 weeks. That's 21 days. You could go from having nothing in to being a star in that short period of a time. Yes. So it's just a matter of, is there a song, How Bad Do You Want It? I mean, I don't remember.
Yeah, there is.
Okay.
By Dwight Yoakam. How Bad Do You Want It? I think. A country song, long ago. And then the last one that we had looked at was having $1,000 day. How would you do that, Dawn? Tell us.
Well, it used to be where you would send a snail letter to people. Okay. I think you would probably post the letter or information in your personal Facebook group, not on this does not go on your Facebook page, your personal, it goes in your private group because we can't do special discounts. Okay. But you would say, I'm having $1,000 day. I'm working on a goal. And then you offer, sometimes it's the first number of callers get a certain discount, or it's time that they do it. And is that how you've done $1,000 days, Bonnie?
You know what I've done, Dawn, is I would take a sheet of paper and I would list the maybe 1 through whatever. And I would say for every $10 you spend or every $25 you spend, you get your name on. I would probably do 25. You could do 10 though. For every $10 you spend, you get your name on a line. And then at the end, I'm going to draw a number, and that person is going to win a beauty box or some product that you have around that you have extra of is a great way to do that. Or a gift card, you could do that too for a future purchase. I don't like to take it off their purchase that they just purchased because I want that purchase. I'm going for $1,000 day.
Exactly. So it's just a matter of, it's fun. And you know what? I remember, Bonnie, the first time, the same thing. One time I had an open house and my goal was, I think, to sell 300. And I just kept working it until I sold 300. And then the next time I did it, I said my goal this time is going to be 600, and I ended up with 675. So you know what? It's the power of putting it out there. This is what I want, and I'm going to work it. So, yep.
With that, Dawn, I just want to share an idea. What really developed my consistency in my business, if you haven't tried this, try it, is post a number that you want to achieve every single week. So, or if you know what you need for a start, post that number and then subtract from it. I remember one time I was finishing a goal at the end of the seminar year, 3,200. Okay, you want an eyeshadow? But it was like, okay, I ate off. I mean, it was hilarious because it was like a huge goal. But you know, if you want to become consistent, having $300 weeks or $400 weeks or $600 weeks, whatever it is, post that and then just become really consistent in subtracting it.
Well, it's to me, it's like once you do it, then what you will do is a quarter is really 13 weeks. So you almost have to do your benchmark checks. And that's why they say a $600 order every month or a 300 by the 15th. And then another 300 by the month end. It's just a matter of keeping yourself on track. So we hope that some of these ideas will help you either spur you on or even get you consistent to doing a 600 every month, because these are the beautiful earrings for the month.
I have them on too.
You know what I love about these, Bonnie? They're so light. Like they're not heavy. Like
they're pretty.
I didn't even know I was wearing them. And before I was sitting in the chair and the cat came up to me and was going like this. I'm like, get away from me. But they're so light and they're very pretty.
I had them on yesterday and a friend of mine said, "Ooh, those are pretty earrings." And I said, "Thank you. They were a price this month." She goes, "Really?" So it's a great way to talk about your Mary Kay business. Win prizes.
So yes. So cool. All right. We hope you guys have a great day and we will see you next week. All right. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.